awesome was it to see, the run game come through on that final drive when you guys really needed it there?
It was for the entire offense, really. For the team, it was big. A rival game, snow on the ground. When we needed to go get a play and make a play, it was good to see that the plan worked, that the young men executed. We were able to run the football in a big game like that. So it was big, and I know we were excited about it at that time. And it's still a little bit are. Hopefully we can build upon it as we go into this week.
With, I guess, the success Kellen had at the end of that game, do you see him kind of figuring into the picture a little bit more as the season goes on?
Yeah, we are always constantly evaluating. That's our jobs as coaches, and Kellen went in and responded, and that was great, and that's what I was hoping to see, and that's what I was expecting really from him, and so we're going to go through this week of practice. I'm sure that there's going to be there'll probably be an opportunity more so, but again, that's something that we're going to continually evaluate as we go throughout the week and. Be ready for Air Force.
Yep. I know, talking to Sean Wick last year, you talked about sometimes it's tough to, come in the middle of games and be effective right away, kind of like almost like a relief pitcher in baseball. Yeah. Do you feel like, Kellen and the other guys who've had to do that have gotten better at that over the season? Or I guess, what are some ways that you can get better at doing that, I guess?
Well, I think the biggest thing is probably just staying engaged. That's the one thing I talk to those guys about is that, hey, you need to be ready, because I'm gonna just call out a name and we need to go and go and execute and perform in it. And that's what he did. And on a night like that, with the conditions and everything, for him to come in and perform the way he did was what we were hoping for. And I'm excited that it worked out that way.
Do you guys have to do anything to keep them warm on the sideline when it's like that out there, or just?
Well, I think the nice thing is for Kellen is that he is on a couple special teams, and so that does help. And but also I think that the big thing is when you have guys engaged on the sideline, they're working in different situations, whether it is special teams or even like Nico on third downs and such. They are staying engaged. They're staying focusing on the game, and so I think that helps out a lot. Especially in a situation like that where we what we call upon Kellen, he answered the call and came out and performed.
With that, catch that Trey had was pretty impressive grab there. I think he played some receiver in high school. Did you guys know that that was an element to his game?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, he did. He lined up a receiver quite a bit in high school, and that's something he's shown just a real high ability to be able to do is catch a football. Since he's been here, and so it's when you have a 6'2", 6'3" kid coming out of the backfield like that, it adds a little bit different dimension, and so we try to utilize it, off of within what we do on offense, and just kind of worked out that way with that play.
I know, stats-wise at least, there's been some struggles with him since he took over that spot. Do you feel like there's somewhat of like a freshman wall there, or is it just kind of, I guess what have kind of maybe some challenges been for him, being the starter as a freshman?
Well, I think first off, I think he's done a great job just from a perspective, just understanding what we're doing. I think each and every week that foundation that he has keeps on probably getting a little bit bigger, and really something he can lean on, and where there's nuances in our offense that it's hard to pick up mid-season and such, but I think he's done a great job with continuing to work on that and continue to strive to, and I personally feel after watching 4 weeks of practice and some film this from the game and stuff, that I feel like he's taking steps, and so we're gonna keep on grinding and keep on getting better, but he's a young man that we're excited about for the future and excited about this week, and we're gonna keep on grinding and get better.
I know for a lot of these recent games, he's been the only guy getting carries until the fourth quarter. Is it a little bit that you guys feel like those are super valuable for him, especially maybe not having fall camp, just to kind of help him break through?
Yeah, I think a little bit. Yeah, and he's proven that throughout weeks of practice that he's more than capable of it. And so we're going to keep on force feeding with the fire hose right now, and keep on, like I said, just keep on evaluating as we go throughout the week, and what do we feel like gives us the best chance for a win on Saturday? That's what we're going to do, and so I think that's what Coach Vigan and Coach Bull would say, and that's what we're going to continue to do. So,
I guess how would you say his running style compares to Kellen's?
I think they're both unique in their own ways. They're different than each other. I think Kellen is right now is. Probably just see more of a one-cut guy where I'd like to get Trey a little bit more to that, to be honest, but playing a little bit better pad level at times, but but he is unique because of his length and you know, some of the things he can do. So you know, those two guys are different, but you know, hopefully we can keep on honing their skills and honing the way they play to the way we need it to.
I think Kellen was he out there for the drive when Josh fumbled also before that was? Yeah. I guess, you know, kind of end of the game on the line. What sort of goes into the decision to put Kellen out there?
You know, sometimes I think it's just maybe you feel like you need a spark. Also, I think we kind of felt that we were in that position where we could go win this game, and you know, I felt that you know, we felt that, hey, let's try to get a fresh back in there. Let's get a guy that has a volume of reps in the sense of from a ball security perspective. I mean, there's so many different things that go into it, and you know, going those last 2-3 drives, you know, we said we're going to throw a new back in there where they was going to have clean cleats and be able to cut, and you know, so, but then, you know, after he hit a couple, it was like, okay, let's ride him here in the end, because, you know, we felt like he had the hot hand, and that's one thing that Coach Bull and Coach Vigan in this offense have done for 15 years is, you know, a guy has the hot hand in the fourth quarter, we're going to ride it, and that's what we felt like after a couple carries we had right there.
I guess what's kind of going through your mind second half of that game, you know, the weather's bad, and you know, those games kind of tend to come down to the running games. Did you know that you got, you know, your group would kind of be on the spotlight there?
We knew that it was going to depend a lot on our execution. You know, also having 17 back there, you know, the dimension that he brings is something that's unique, and we figured and we assumed that between us and he that there was going to be you know, a lot of the burden was, you know, and the weight of the outcome of the game was going to be on us, and that's awesome. That's what you want as a player. You want that, and you know, so I think our guys embraced it. I think Josh did a phenomenal job embracing it and really carrying the team there in the fourth quarter.
And I mean, obviously, I'm not an expert or anything, but you know, a lot of people always seem to bring up Trey's running style and how it seems a little more upright. Is that just because he's so tall and it looks like that, or is that something that you guys talked to him about lowering the pad low?
You know, I think you know, some of it is you know, because he is, you know, considerably taller than a lot of our other running backs. You know, but I think he has the ability and has shown the ability to lower his pads, and I think some of it is just you know, him probably having confidence as he's going through a hole that a hip tackle is not going to tackle him. And, you know, and there's probably a fine line of that, but I think he's doing a really good job of learning that and understanding it. You know, and I like the uniqueness of his running style, and I think that you know, like I said before, I think he's got a bright future here.
And I guess just how cool was it for a guy like Cullen, who obviously had to miss all last year with the injury, to, you know, have such a huge play in that game?
I think it's big. I mean, it's something that he's going to remember the rest of his life. And you know, I think a lot of people with this game, I think there's going to be certain instances, whether it was a snow or it was Drew's catch or the defense just coming up big time after time, Cooper Ross kicks. I think that's going to be one of those 5-6 things from the game that people are going to remember for a long time, and I'm sure he's going to cherish that memory. And hopefully he has some more this week against Air Force.
I think last year when you guys were going into this game, Air Force had like the best run defense in the country or something like that. And this year I think they're like 120th. Does that defense just seem different with all the turnover they've had? I know they always have some turnover.
Yeah, you know, just like everybody else, they have turnover. But you know, when you take into account that they've played, you know, Army, they've played Navy, they played New Mexico. When New Mexico was truly committed to the zone option. I think between those 3 games, and I know Army didn't throw the ball. So I mean, they're getting. It's a little bit different. It's probably like playing Mike Leach every week. Your pass defense is going to look pretty bad,
right?
You know? But you know, no, this is a team that you know, they move a lot, they pressure a lot. They're a talented group of individuals. They're disciplined. It's an academy, and that's what you would expect from them. And so I don't think the numbers are fair. You know, a fair representation of you know, who they are. Because Army and Navy are doing really well this season in their respective conferences, and you know, so I would almost have to take those games out, and look at more of a CSU and Nevada and some of those teams in regards to, you know, who they probably truly are, and we think they're a talented team that's poses a lot of conflict for us on offense that we need to get ironed out this week. So.